Okay, so this is going to be an odd post for me. I've never done posts like this, and I haven't seen any posts like this. I had a really weird dream, and from this extremely weird dream, I came up with a story. And, part of the dream is true for me, not saying which parts. And, you know, I'm too shy to read in front of people, so I thought, why not read for YouTube? It's like 4 pages, though. So, yeah, I'll read it to you guys here. I don't have a title for it yet. Still thinking on it. Might come up with one. This is a story about a girl who came from a broken home and ended up a world away from happiness and love. Her name was Faith John Dawson. And our story begins in the beautiful town of Calgary, in the country of Canada. In the little hospital, there was a tiny little baby. She was so small and fragile. She'd been born with quite a lot of difficulties. The doctor had tried everything and eventually got her out. But she was born with deficiencies. She really didn't want to be born. She's stubborn birth. Took 4 tries. Maybe she knew how much pain and suffering she was going to go through in life. That little baby grew, and she had skin rashes all over. It got to the point of being in constant pain and bleeding. When she started school, she had to wear long sleeves and a hoodie to hide her face, arms, and long jeans to hide her legs. She had to bring lotion in her bag and reapply every few hours. She never told anyone about her skin, out of embarrassment. They all knew, though. They teased her and they treated her like an infectious disease. She never had friends, just people who knew her name. Throughout her life, she had seen specialists and shrinks and miracle workers. Nothing worked, and she'd given up hope. She lost her father, Andrew Dawson, at the age of 12, to depression. He was a lovable and caring person. He was always there for her when she needed him. It was a devastating loss. It was really hard when... Oh. It was really hard. It didn't help that her sister, Annette, left when she was left and wasn't talking to her, her mother, or anyone else in the family. She disappeared. Poor Faith, she only had her mother, Rosaline Dawson. When she started high school, things changed in little Faith. In junior high, after her father had passed away, she was a pushover. For a month or so, they were sympathetic, sure. Everyone is. But then they all took advantage of her, desperate need for friendship. They laughed at her behind her back. They started nasty rumors. They played with her heart. They found out who she liked and got them to ask her out as a joke. They were heartless and cruel. The whole time she would just bury herself in her hobbies, like making things out of beads, crafting, reading, and music. She buried herself so deep that she wasn't able to focus in class. She was there physically, but her brain and her concentration was in another galaxy of her own. She'd started to fall even lower. She failed simple subjects. She stopped caring about what she looked like. She let her hygiene get even worse, which made her skin more painful. She was drowning. No matter how she struggled, it kept pulling her under. High school is where she finally resurfaced. She made a horrible decision, one that would haunt her forever. She let herself get played and used in a way no one ever should. It was stupid, and she should have known better. Well, actually, she knew. She knew what she was getting herself into. but he had her so deep under his spell that she let it happen anyways. She tried to go to the police, but she knew she had nothing against him. She then proceeded to isolate herself. She would skip class. She'd always be found alone under the staircase crying, in the library with a book and a hood over her head to hide her tears. She never let anyone see her cry. She'd always smile at whoever passed her by. She was scared of what would happen because she went to the police, and she was so hurt that someone she thought would be different would hurt her so bad. She was lost, without a friend, no one to turn to, and she was too ashamed to go to her own family. Her own mother looked at her as if she was a zombie, but she still tried to cheer her up a little. Little Faith was a great actress. No one knew her pain was even there. Then one night, out of the blue, her cell phone rang. No one called her unless for homework, but she never did that anymore either, so no one should be calling. The number wasn't one she knew, and it wasn't listed in her address book, but she took the chance to answer it. It was the last thing she ever expected. During her relationship with the one who hurt her most, she had met one of his friends. She knew his name was Johnny Smith. John was different. He was kind and funny. One time she'd been crying alone, and he asked her to come and play cards with a big grin on his face. The cutest grin. And she said yes because she couldn't say no. She was so hurt that she could no longer say no to anything. She needed someone. She couldn't think of a reason why he would call her. She kindly said hello when she answered the phone. He said that she'd given him her number a while back and never got the chance to call. She didn't remember doing that, so she'd been pretty out of it lately. So she just said, "Oh yeah, I forgot," and then started to chat with him. They just talked for a long time. Neither asked why they called or what, so they could just neither asked why they called or what they wow, I must have wrote this at 2 in the morning. Okay. Neither asked what's up. Well, that's all they had. Okay, I can't read this alone. Neither asked why or what, so they just talked like friends. They ended their chat with John asking her if she wanted to hang out before class the next day, and she agreed. She was very confused the next morning. She hadn't cried herself to sleep. Her bed and hair told her she hadn't tossed in her sleep. She didn't actually remember falling asleep. She thought it was all a dream. She checked her phone to see if it really happened, and her call history proved it. She took a quick shower and for once, found a nice outfit to wear. Really, really cute outfit to wear. She didn't know why she felt so happy. It was most likely another joke. He couldn't be waiting for her at her locker. He wouldn't go with her to the cafe for breakfast. Her past told her this much. So with that on her mind, she left for school. To her surprise, when she got to school, he was waiting for her. She smiled when she got near, and he said hello. She was stunned to see him, so she said hi back and asked him if he wanted to go with her to the school cafe for a bite to eat. She put her stuff in her locker, and off they went. How crazy her mind was with questions. She smiled at him, and they just talked again, asking about each other. Somewhere before she had to go to class, she asked him why he was being so nice to her, when everyone else was so cruel. He paused his laugh from the joke from before, and his face got serious, and he said, what she'd never expected from anyone, ever, especially not a friend of him. You're my friend. I just want to be friends with everyone. And stay neutral to all the hate. You're nice and you're a good person no matter what the lies people say. She started to cry, but she was still smiling at his words. She thanked him and they kept chatting. He even walked her to class and carried her books. John Smith had broken down the walls of ice around her heart and soul. The happiness and comfort continued, and they started dating on Valentine's Day that year, as corny as that is. He made her so happy. He understood her. He even looked past her insecurities like her skin and the total clumsiness and the disregard for beauty. Unfortunately, all good things will come to an end, or in this case, a huge obstacle. Jane Dawson, her mother, was not happy with Faith's grades since they did not improve. She made her drop everything and move halfway across the world. She was only supposed to do 1 year of school, which would finish her high school education, and she'd be able to come home. But she ended up being enrolled in a 4 year college course as well. John said he'd wait for her as long as it takes. He would wait. He waits for her still, his heart the only one within, awaits his love's return with open arms and a smile for only her. As for Faith, she bides her time, for she knows that one day she will be back with her life, and all will be right again. She dreams of a day when she can return and all the wonderful adventures her new life with him will bring. The end. I hope you guys like my story. I know it's really, really, really corny, but I'm a girl. I like romance. I write romance. Okay, the ending's a bit tragic, but life's tragic. Kinda gotta see that. There's no way around that. I'll come up with a title eventually. Let me know what you guys think. I'm open for criticism. I'll take criticism, just let me know. Thanks for listening.